2 or 3 years ago, we did wilderness adventures there. One of the nice things about having the same driver every summer is I remember some of the locations and how to get there. Minnesota.
Ah, got it. Okay.
It's technically, I think, Shorewood.
I think it's actually Champlin, but it's like in the middle of those three.
Yeah.
Alright, come on.
I know because of,
Yeah.
I know because of my grandpa lives by Lake Minnewaska, and it was Shorewood. It gets confused with Shoreview and Shorewood.
Yeah, when I looked at it, it was off of Highway 7 on the other side of 494. And then I recognized as soon as I saw like the speedway, I'm like, oh, we've been there before. What?
Yeah, when it was storming really bad, can you remember that close lightning strike?
Oh yeah.
And those big thunder crabs?
Oh yeah.
And the smash Josh beat you?
Oh yeah. Me too.
And if I'm not mistaken, on that corner when we turn is another place that we've been to on a trip before. I forget what kind of sport it is, but there's some kind of like sports one.
Pickleball?
Yeah, pickleball. That's where it's on the corner where pickleball is. That's the one, yeah. You guys remember?
Yeah. Especially the 3 nights before. That really came home.
They need to repaint the center line back there. You could hardly tell where the center was.
Come on. Get it till it's green.
I can't remember if it's up here or the one back there, but there's an elementary school up that road, and I did a charter for those guys I think it was like a summer or two ago. Just one charter though, but it was fun.
Was it the Hopkins school district?
Huh?
Was it the Hopkins district?
I think so, yeah. That's a little loud. I wonder someone has that on 20. Yep, there's pickleball. And there's the speedway.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I saw pickleball on the schedule for this year's.
I don't know if we're doing it.
development. I think it's coming up. Oh yeah, I think it's coming up here, yeah. Maybe pull up the GPS just to make sure I didn't go past it.
Turn right on 62, but the stoplight.
Champlin C2
County Road 62.
because it turns into from Minnesota.
Yeah, so turn right.
Okay, so turn right here?
Yeah.
So I did go past it then, huh? Or I missed the turn that I should have done.
Alright, and then it says turn right on Town Line Road up here.
Onto what?
On Town Line Road.
Online road. Yep.
Huh, that's a pretty early sign.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah, so turn right up here.
Good thing they put trees, because otherwise, you know, people might just drive up right off the edge.
And then it says to turn left onto Covington Road in 0.5 miles.
Yeah, 0.5 miles.
Yeah.
Covington Road. Got it. must have changed enough that I didn't recognize. Huh. Or it was further down.
And that's about Lake Minnetonka, because Minnewaska, they really shouldn't put two lakes of the same name so close. I mean, they changed Lake Calhoun to Baday-Muscat, so why can't they change the name of this to be more convenient?
I think it might be a lot of work to change the name.
I guess I'll have to make a petition,
Yeah.
like Lake Shore would. I feel like GPSs say it's less time than it actually is. Notice how if it's 42 minutes, it's an hour.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
It's not good if you're going to the airport,
Oh no.
because then you'll miss your flight. So you get there and they'll be like, hurry, the plane is about to leave.
Yeah, my general rule of thumb is for domestic flights, I always arrive 2 hours early.
Yep.
That's what I do too.
3-4 hours if it's international, but I've never really done. I've only done a few international flights
time that just blocks because they don't. The problem is going to the East Coast is you lose that hour. After all that packing of suitcases, I wouldn't want to do that. Lose an hour after all the packing.
Very frustrating.
You said left on 7?
Yeah.
To the left, to the left, to the left.
Actually, I think the only international flight I ever did was the one where my family, we went to Scandinavia, so we flew to Amsterdam.
I love the Amsterdam airport.
And then we rented a car, drove through the Netherlands, Germany, stayed at a lovely bed and breakfast on the border of Denmark and Germany.
That's so cool.
Went to Sweden. We were in Sweden for like 7 or 8 days, and then Norway for like 7 and 8 days, and then drove back to Amsterdam to fly back. Because yeah, it's cheaper to fly to Amsterdam than it is to Stockholm or Oslo.
That's interesting.
What's the turn I'm going to be looking for?
Hazleton Road is 2.5 miles.
Alright.
It'll be a left turn.
Hazleton Road is 2.5 miles. That's a very festive lake, by the way. Christmas Lake.
No?
I wonder why it's called Christmas Lake.
Maybe someone's last name who passed away or something.
I mean, maybe they're just very enthusiastic about Christmas.
That's true too.
Because you can't really make a lake in the winter, not in Minnesota, because it would freeze.
It's all frozen. We can go ice skating on it.
You know? The bigger lakes take longer to freeze. My dad said you can't ice skate on Lake Superior because it doesn't freeze all the way.
That's true.
How do you know?
Because I've been in the winter. Only the shoreline freezes.
And you usually get hypothermia. My dad won't even let me swim in it because of the... My dad's scared of water and he's scared of roller coasters.
Really?
If you're on like the swing ride, that Valley Fair, he won't do it because your feet are suspended in the air. Or for rides, they have a little rickety-ness, he'll be like, I'm out, it's gonna break.
No left or right.
It's just sad because I want to record his reaction.
It'll be at the next stop.
Oh, don't tell me.
I was for whatever thinking it was at the pickleball turn. But yeah, no, it's at this one. Okay. Okay. My bad on that though.
Thank you for watching. It's entertaining. Peace out.